Hey, brothers and sisters! Finally, it is time for the Vanderheim Hot Chocolate tutorial. You're going to need a few ingredients and tools. First of all, you need 1 tablespoon of cacao powder, 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, 1 heaped tablespoon of coconut oil, and 1 heaped tablespoon of collagen powder. Of course, we also need 200 ml of whole milk and a whisk, and also hopefully a pot that looks a little something like this. You don't have to use something like this. A regular pot will do, but a pot with a spout is best. There you go. This is what you need. Pause if you need to. All right, now we are ready to get mixing. We're going to start with the coconut oil. Now, the reason I said heaped tablespoon of coconut oil is basically because you can't really overdo the coconut oil. So if you really like it, feel free to add a little bit more in there. Next, we're going to go in with the maple syrup. Look at that beautiful color, huh? Absolutely delicious. All right, get that in there. Yeah. Okay. Now with the collagen powder. Now, for those who are not familiar with collagen powder, great for skin, hair, nails, joints, basically everything. We use the one from Nest Proteins, the hydrolyzed one that is soluble in hot drinks, cold drinks, perfect for this particular thing. Of course, now we're up to the star of the show, the cacao powder. Tap that in, make sure you get all of it in there. Now we only have 2 more ingredients to go. We're going to put a little bit of milk, just a splash. This will help us mix the paste together to start this whole process, but also to emulsify the liquid, and you'll see what we mean in a second by that. Last thing, of course, just a pinch of Celtic sea salt. Don't need to worry yourself with that pink Himalayan stuff. Just get the sea salt. That's the way to go about it. All right, now grab your whisk and get mixing. Now we just want to basically make this sort of like a consistent paste. This will help us more consistently melt it when we want to get it on the heat. So chuck it on a low heat until melted, and hopefully it will look a little bit like this. It should be silky and glossy. If not, you might need to add a little bit more milk. Now, fun fact is that you can actually use this mixture now. You can put this straight into a mold, put it into your fridge, and sooner or later you will have your own homemade chocolate. There you go. 2 recipes in one day. Aren't you lucky? All right, now this is sort of more of a preference of mine. I like to add a little bit of milk at a time to this mixture, especially if it is very cold straight out of the fridge, because you do run the risk of shocking the chocolate back into being cold, and you don't want grainy, hot chocolate. It's usually not too much of a problem, but I like to do it this way. Get it stirring, get the air in there, do it a little bit by little bit, and this is just to make sure that none of those things are going to freeze on you with the cold of the milk. So get all of it in there now, get mixing. This is also a great warm-up if you've got some FPS to play a little bit later for the hands. Beautiful. All right, we are now ready to get it on our medium heat. Now you need to put on the medium heat until the steam rises. It should look a little bit like this, kind of uniformly steaming like that. That is when you know it is done. We're trying to cook it a little bit, but not too much. Now you need to get the air in there, because of course we want that nice frothy top on the top of the hot chocolate, because that's what everyone likes about the hot chocolate, right? A frothy, milky, hot top on it. Beautiful. Okay, and now get your mug. Now what I like to do is I like to use the one that I use for the milk. I actually use that also to gauge just how much liquid I'm going to need. You can do a little more, a little less, but here we go. Pour it in there. Now we are basically done. We're pretty much ready to drink it as is, but I like to add a little bit extra, especially now that I'm no longer doing coffee. Well, I have not been doing coffee for a long time, but this has been my replacement for coffee. It's a bunch of mushroom extracts from a company called Life Cycle. Now, this is not actually sponsored, but it could be, I guess. But I like to use these 3, cordyceps, chaga, and lion's mane, mostly focus related, energy related, all of them coffee replacements in their own right. So I do 2 squirts of each one here. I'm only doing 1 of each of these here for the demonstration, but 2 more for the cordyceps. This is the real coffee replacement. If people are familiar with this, they'll know the name cordyceps, but I like to use these ones from Life Cycle. And that's it. That is about as nutritious and delicious as you can get. Throw away those energy drinks. Get a hot chocolate in you. Hey, thank you for watching. Oggi Zewas, everyone. Enjoy.